I am Calvin Crosby, Executive Director for the California Independent Booksellers Alliance. And today we are welcoming our friends from Ingram, and they're going to do a presentation on Ingram for Indies. Without further ado then, I would like to introduce Ron Smithson.
Hi everyone. I wish we were, this new world. I'm hoping you're all doing well. I wish we were all face to face right now, as all of you, I'm sure, do as well. But in the meantime, we'll go virtual here. I wanted to just kind of introduce everybody we have on. I'm Ron Smithson, Director of Field Sales. Jim Coretta, who a lot of you know, is your rep for IBC. He's on here as well. He and I are going to just tell you about some initiatives that we have. Some of them you might be familiar with, some of them you may not. And then we'll kick it over to Elise Cannon and Leslie Jobson on our distribution side with the IPS PGW Two Rivers. So I'll just go ahead and get started right off the bat. We know that during this time, a lot more people have been using direct to home. The numbers have been very, I was going to say surprising, but really it's not necessarily surprising. How it's continued to grow has been encouraging, actually. And so we decided back when this all first started in the middle of March, we wanted to kind of give people an incentive as well to try direct to home for people that haven't used it, and then as well as to give everybody incentive that have used it to earn a little bit extra margin on the orders that they're doing through direct home. So what we did is we put together a rebate that we're giving everyone a 1% rebate on all orders that they do through direct to home. We started this in mid-March when all the pandemic and shelter in places all started. And we said that we would do it for March, and we did. And then we decided to carry it on over into April. So we did that. We paid the first rebates the first week of May for the sales that were done through March and April. And then we decided to continue it. And so we said, all right, we're going to continue it. We'll do it into May and June. And then our my boss, our CCO, Sean Everson, was in a conversation with the ABA and Allison Hill and committed to go ahead and offer this rebate through the end of the year. So I just wanted to let everybody know, hopefully it's been helpful for everybody, but we are giving everyone a 1% rebate on all the orders that they do through direct to home to the end of the year. I won't spend a lot of more time talking about it other than tell you when the payouts will happen. And also, I should also say we've divided the year up into periods. So the first period was March and April. Now we're currently doing May and June is the second period. And then in the back half of the year, the periods will go by quarter. So we would do July, August, September, and then October, November, and December. And so the only other thing that I do want to mention about the rebate is there is a minimum. You have to have done $1,000 in direct home during that period. So as long as you've done $1,000 during that period, then we key that rebate on the first week that a period ends. Okay, so that's the, I hope this has, again, been very helpful for everyone, and want to continue to encourage people to use direct to home. I'm going to kick it over to Jim Coretta because he's going to talk to you about when all this started as well, and more people were starting to use direct to home. We started realizing how it's not necessarily easy to be able to identify those orders. So he's going to talk to you about what we did. We put this in place in April, I think it was, that it went into effect. So I'm going to kick it over to Jim, and he's got a few things he's going to talk about.
Thanks, Ron. Waiting for that next. Oh, it's up. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. So as Ron mentioned, direct to home has been building, and as a result, so has that stack of invoices on your bookkeeper's desk. They may be hollering at you now because they're getting 2 invoices for every direct to home order. We have come up with a solution for that, and I've actually talked to some of you one-on-one and got you signed up already. for what we are calling Consolidated Dth Invoicing. And what that means is rather than get 2 invoices for every order you do, you will get 2 invoices per DC for all the orders you do in a given day. So if you had 12 direct-to-home orders out of Roseburg in a given day, you would have 1 invoice for all of that product, 1 invoice for all of those fees. And then if you had some coming out of Tennessee, same thing. Maybe you had some coming from Chambersburg, 1 or 2, 3 orders, whatever it is, so that you will only have a maximum of 8 invoices a day for direct-to-home, regardless if you're doing 100 or 1,000 orders. And on the next slide, Ron, we're going to show a little bit of what that invoice would look like, so you can get an idea. Everything will be broken out by order, so you can see there the first customer and each of their line items that they've purchased, and what the tracking number is, and what the total is for their order. Your invoice, if you have, happens to have 3 orders on this given page. If you had 30 orders, it might still be a 10-page invoice, but it'll be 1 invoice to pay. And at the very bottom, in that last arrow, you see there's an actual total for that direct-to-home invoice. So it should really help your bookkeepers be able to organize and pay a little bit more quickly, be able to look things up on Ipage a little more quickly. And yet, if you need to track anything, each order is still broken out. So, okay. Next. Just wanted to remind everybody that we do a series of webinars called Tuesdays with Ipage, and we cover a number of topics. We run these roughly every 2 months on a Tuesday afternoon. They run 40 minutes to an hour. They are all recorded, and you can access the archive if you sign up where it says register today, and you register for the series. You can watch them live, or you can go in later and watch the archive of any given topic. Topics range from direct-to-home, speaking of, 101, which is just basic Ipage information, sidelines. We have one on how to search Ipage. I'll actually be doing one next Tuesday on account management, which is where you'll see some of the details of how to find your invoices, how to track your shipments, how to look at what your payables are, and what your potential cash discount is, and all of those things. So make sure you sign up for that series. It's really, really good, especially for some of your new employees, to watch the one on search and the one on direct-to-home. If you're doing direct-to-home at all, they're really, really valuable. You guys probably already know now, because Calvin has blasted out about the summer reading promotion. And we just wanted to make sure you knew that we're offering a +2% on every title on that list. And actually, we have combined it. It's Kaliba, Mountains and Plains, and PNBA all have joined in on this promotion. But we also have some titles from SEBA, because they're doing a similar kind of promotion. And so we've added all of those titles to the same promotion. Anything you order from those lists will get the promotion. You just need to make sure you use the promo code, whether you're ordering on Ipage or through your POS. Just use the promotion code SR, and you will get the summer reading discount. There is a list available on Ipage of all those titles. So I hope this goes well for you guys. I really think it's a great promotion that Kaliba is doing. So please take advantage. You do not, by the way, have to do a separate order. You can combine it with other orders. As long as you use the code, it'll pick up those titles. This is just a reminder of the Indie Vault, some of the enhancements we made last fall, where we have added the vault icon so you can actually see the stock that's in the vault. I think probably all of you have seen this by now. So please keep it in mind. And if you're just looking for the vault list, you just want to know what is in the vault, you can go up to My Account, and then as you see in that first image in the upper left there, go down to where it says Indie Vault, click on that, and it goes straight to Ipage's Indie Vault list. And as usual, you have the stock check icon there on the left, so you can look at any title just as you would on the title screen and see what's available in what DC and how much is in the vault.
Okay, I'm going to, we talked when we were at the NCIBA last fall about it, as Jim mentioned, there's just some, next couple is just some more enhancements we want to make sure that you're aware of. Hopefully you guys know that we have an Ingram stock check app. We rolled that out last year. The problem was when it was rolled out, it would just tell you what was in stock, and it really didn't tell you where it was in stock. So the enhancement that's been done since last fall is you get this screen here on your app that tells you what's on hand by DC. So if you've not downloaded the stock checkout to your phone or device, there's where you can go to get it, ingramcontent.com/Ingram stock, and you can, here's the QR code to able to download that app. And then I wanted to talk real quickly about this. This is an opt-in thing that hopefully you're aware of, but it's called Notify Me Back in Stock. You go in and you opt in, and then on a book, and you say, hey, I want to be notified when this book comes back in stock. And so when it does, you'll get a notification. One other enhancement that we're currently working on, it's not in place yet, on the back in stock notifications, is to tell you what DC it comes back in stock to. We're not sure how that's going to look yet, but we've got a team of people working on that. So hopefully that'll be an enhancement that you see soon on the Notify Me Back in Stock. The next slide is just to talk about what shipped yesterday. And there's actually been an enhancement done on this since we put this slide together. So you can opt in as well. What happens is that you'll get whatever ships to you today. We run our end of day procedures and then overnight an email is generated and sent to you, and you get this email that talks about everything that shipped the day before. So it has the shipping tracking numbers, it has an order entry here, and then what's been added that'll be over here to the side is the account number. So for any of the stores that have multiple account numbers or ship tos, it was not as helpful because you had to figure out which ship to that it shipped to. So now we have added the account number of what shipment is on its way to where. And then the last two things that I wanted to talk about are some coming things that we just want to make sure that you're aware of. The first being Ipage security password update. Some of you may know, what was it, Jim? It was a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, someone in IT got a little trigger happy and they pushed a button on something earlier than it should have been pushed. We didn't intend for it to happen that way, so we rolled that back quickly. But we do need to tell you that our security team has, we've had some things that have prompted us to need to take some new security measures to make sure that Ipage is secure and for your benefit as well as our benefit. And so we are about to be rolling out some new security updates. And basically what you're going to be asked to do in the next, it'll probably start, you'll probably see the first things coming at the end of August. And you will be prompted to put in a new password and there'll be a few security questions. There'll be 5 security questions. You just have to answer 2 of them. And then you'll put a new password in. And then, so that'll start at the end of August. We'll give everybody 2 weeks to make their changes. Anybody that hasn't done it in 2 weeks, we'll send them a reminder, and then there'll be another 2 weeks so that hopefully everybody has updated their security password by the end of September. So again, nothing to worry about right now. That'll be coming at the end of August. And then the last thing that I would just want to talk about, and Elise and Leslie may mention this, but we are also, we've hired a third-party company called TTR, and that we need to update all of our sales tax exempts records. You know, you have hopefully all of you, you have one on file. However, we have not maintained that file basically ever. And so many of them that we have on file are they might have been expired. They're no longer valid. There are certain states that they expire every year. And what's happening is we're starting to get some audits, and there's some pretty punitive penalties if we're not in compliance and don't have updated sales tax exempt records on every account that we sell. So the good news is when this starts, we've already done it within our library division. we're doing it. We're started with IPS with some IPS only accounts, and then sometime probably around September we'll be starting this with our IBC accounts, which would include you guys as indies. And so you'll see, and again, we'll give you notification as this gets closer, but you'll get an email from us telling you that you'll be contacted by a third-party resource called TTR, which stands for Transaction Tax Resources. And then once you've updated your sales tax exempt records, you won't ever have to do it again. The good news is that this company will monitor that for us going forward forever. So when one expires, they automatically know to go get the one that expired. So it's just real important that we've got to come in compliance with our having what we have on file as being updated and current sales tax exempt information. So with that, I'm going to I'm going to unshare my screen, and I'm going to kick it over to Elise and Leslie.
Hi, everybody. We also are lucky to have our sales reps, Ty Wilson and Rob Pine, our Bay Area sales reps on, as well as one of our field sales managers based in Kentucky, Johanna Hines. Leslie and I, as you know, are based here in the Bay Area, and Leslie is on the Kaliba board. And we wanted to thank all of the booksellers in Kaliba for having the patience to figure out how to use direct to home. If you didn't know how to do that, it's been incredible. We've shipped almost 17,000 units of our distributed lines to California bookstores since direct to home, since March 1st. And it's incredible to see how well stores have adapted to that. And we hear a lot of great comments. We take all comments in stride. So if you have any ideas about how we could help you learn how to do it or explain or clarify some of our processes, just let us know. As Jim and Ron said, the videos that we have available on Ipage are very helpful. I've learned a lot myself just in this short period of time. I was just going to hand the mic over to you to talk about our +3 stock offer. So we began this stock offer on May 15th.
And we have, so everybody, we have, you know, one of the reasons I thought this was great to have this moment to talk to you is because there's some confusion out there, you know, less so about Ingram Wholesale and Ingram Direct Business. You know that Publishers Group West, Consortium, Ingram Academic, and Two Rivers are all part of the what we call the umbrella of IPS, which is distributed publishers through Ingram. So all of those you can get direct orders. You can get publisher direct discount, which is according to whether you're returnable or non-returnable. So it's, if you're going to order our direct business titles, it's best to do it through the IPS card and Ipage or directly with our SAN number, which I can help you with if you aren't sure of how to do that. But what I wanted to say is that we are also offering right now a +3 on top of your standard publisher direct discount. And that is an incentive for all of the indies who have been working so hard for the last few months. And believe me, we're well aware of what it takes to run a bookstore these days. So this is a thank you, and how can we help you? One of the books that's selling so well right now with the +3 is New Jim Crow from New Press. That is one of our big titles right now. So that stock offer goes till June 30th, and it's a really great time to take advantage of it. If you're not sure, we have Ty Wilson sells a lot in the Northern California stores. Rob sells some. Andrea Tetrick, who couldn't make it tonight, she's in Southern California. If you know those names and that's your rep, feel free to reach out to them. If you don't know them, then reach out to me. I can help you with any questions that you have about any of those, how to do the direct order and get that +3. The code is a little confusing. It's SI20, so think of Summer Indies 20, and that's the +3 code.
Is multiple orders allowed for that. So we have lots of booksellers all over California placing their weekly reorders with that stock offer code, and our normal free freight policy applies. So 15 units shipped per warehouse, you get free freight on that. And another, I think, important aspect that we share with Ron's team with the wholesale side is our Book Love program. So Book Love is a no risk, all reward rebate program that we have been offering for almost 4 years. Isn't that right, Ron? I think that's about 4 years through Ingram, where your wholesale orders and your IPS direct sales all combine for an annual volume goal that, once it's met, results in a rebate credit. So it's yet another way that we have tried for long before our pandemic began to help indies utilize what we have for them and to make it give you an incentive to order more through us. Because we realize, obviously, you have a choice. You can go to some of your other vendors directly. It's something that we feel strongly about, though, in terms of all of the services, the whole suite that Ingram offers. It's just a little bit of a help there, along with the rebate that you're getting for direct to home. Just remember that every book you order from Book Love goes toward your Book Love goal. If you are not signed up for Book Love, that is easy to do as well, and we can put that link in the chat. Let's see, Leslie?
One of the things that we love to offer that is only exclusive to the indies is signed cartons of really hot titles that we have coming up. And we have 2 coming up for the fall. And one is Helen McDonald, who is the author of H is for Hawk. She has a new book of essays coming out. August 25th, I think, is the strict on sale. There's that beautiful cover. And we are currently letting the indies know that we have signed cartons of 12 copies each. 2 cartons is the max. And if you are interested in having either of those to sell, to have some signed Helen McDonald, reach out to me, as I said, if you don't know who your rep is. And then the other one is this really lovely book that many of you will be familiar with, which is called Lost Words. It was an oversized book on words that were being removed out of the Oxford English Dictionary to be replaced with rather technical terms. And these were words that invoke nature. It's a book on it was words that are for kids to learn how to do how to be in nature. And I actually can't remember one of the words. I'm trying to come up with one in my head, which is why I'm stumbling. Anyhow,
Bramble was
Bramble. That's a perfect one. Good.
Yeah.
And we had a great success with that book. And we have, and that's Robert McFarlane, who you are all very familiar with. And his illustrator is Elise. Oh shoot! I'm trying to be extemporaneous. Thank you, Jackie Morris.
And so we didn't really know what we had on our hands with Lost Words when we first shipped that book. It was a large, white, oversized book. It was all the kinds of things that drive indies crazy, with shop worn and don't have a shelf big enough to put it on and all of those things. But it ended up being this huge success. And to that end, House of Anansi, the publisher based in Canada, was able to
showing it. Look at Johanna screening Lost Words. Nice.
Was able to secure a sequel of sorts. This time, the book is a different trim size. It's more indie friendly. You can fit it right on the front counter in big stacks. And we are excited to say that because we knew how much indies loved it, we have signed cartons available, as Leslie was just saying, while supplies last. We also have just announced just yesterday another signed copy first edition carton, and that is the upcoming book of essays by Walter Mosley, esteemed author of Devil in the Blue Dress and our last year's success, John Woman. He has a new book called Awkward Black Man, and that book will be shipping in September. I think it's a fall title, right? It's in September. And we have just announced signed cartons for that one as well. So we're always trying to get these exclusive signed editions for the indies. We feel like that sets us apart. We want to thank all of you who took us up on our Donna Leone signed cartons, our Lily King Writers and Lovers signed cartons last year. We're always trying to get our publishers on board to give us something special. And we think that during this pandemic or these limited store hours and limited browsing, this really gives booksellers something special that they can advertise online, in your newsletters, in your rep pick chats if you're having those. I know that Diesel is having those in Warwick's and a lot of other stores. And that added value really does seem to be working really well with the consumers so far. What else is on our list? Just our Jackson inventory and how it shows up on Ipage. Do you want to talk about that, Leslie?
Sure. So there are we've made a lot of enhancements in Ipage for you based on your feedback over the 4 years since Ingram bought the distribution lines. And one of those is to have we have an IPS Publisher Direct cart for you to order through. And underneath that, you'll see, besides the standard DC grid that you're used to looking at to show what's in Roseburg, what's in Laverne, et cetera, there's a Publisher Direct warehouse quantity below. And if there's on hand, that means it's available in our larger warehouse in Jackson. Everybody who has a bookstore and has direct business set up is already shopping that. You don't have to point at it to try and get it or do anything special. You just want to go ahead and place your order with DC pairs. It will automatically jump from your primary to Jackson and onto your secondary for filling. So just keep that in mind as you're ordering, that those numbers are accurate. There used to be a little bit of like a filter, but it's no longer filtered. It's pretty much right on for the numbers. And I thought of one other thing when Jim was talking about the Indie Vault, and I wanted to say that is one of the great things that Jim brought. When Jim used to work at Partners West, he was my rep there for a while, and he brought this wonderful idea that Partners used to do, and Ingram really implemented it, and that is the Indie Vault, and that is something that is near and dear to my heart. It's available for wholesale. It is available for direct business. You just look and you'll find that little handy vault icon there that will show the available inventory that is only for indies. And I think that is a great, great thing that Ingram offers for you all.
I guess I just wanted to add something, which is that we have been hearing from booksellers that it's just an exhausting job right now. And we understand that. I don't think we know fully what everyone is going through for sure. We can't be there with you to pack every mailer, but it does feel like if there's anything that we can do to make your lives easier, we would of course want to do it. I was very excited that we got 600 publishers on board to give us a +3 discount, but I have noticed that some booksellers have said to us, oh my gosh, I forgot to add the discount code to this order. You know, just contact your rep. If you end up placing a backlist order with us on the IPS Direct side and you forgot to put the code in, let us know and we can help get that credited. That's happened a few times, or sometimes it's not that easy to submit the order. Please just let us know. You can email your rep or leslie.jobson or elise.cannon, and we can help you with that. And you may have to, share that information with other people in your store who don't normally place orders, but they're being pressed into service considering the situation right now. Just that direct discount button is right there on Ipage, and that we do have this stock offer that, the flat discount for the field accounts that are returnable retail is 46. So it adds up to 49 when you get that +3 on there. We heard today that one of our other fantastic children's books has been selling a lot during this pandemic time anyway. It's called Crown, and it's a children's book about the experience of going to a barbershop, and it won every honor a few years ago, the Caldecott honor, the Newbery honor, the Coretta Scott King honor, but today it was featured in a tweet from Drew Barrymore's parenting group that she has online. So we're seeing a real uptick on orders on that. And there's almost 9,000 copies in stock. So we're doing really well on that. Leslie did a great job of wrangling our stock for New Jim Crow. So luckily the bookstores should be all stocked up on that very soon. And another book that has done incredibly well on the IPS side is from a little known publisher based in Tennessee called Abingdon. And that book is called Raising White Kids, which also showed up on the New York Times list just recently. And it's made it onto the list again for next week. It's number 10. And that book is also, we have over 9,000 copies of stock on that. So I just wanted to give you guys those updates.
So then I would say, you know, the important thing to take away from this is that we're here for whatever we can help with. Really, everything that we do, every change that we make to make an adaptation with anything, with Ipage, with ordering, with making things easier, has all really come from feedback from the booksellers. So please always reach out. I know that Jim is connected to every single bookseller, front line and back line in this state. But, and that's great for wholesale. We can help you with direct too. So, and Jim knows how to reach me anytime if you work with him and you have a question beyond that. So we're rooting for you guys, all of you Golden State booksellers, we're rooting for you.
And we're so appreciative when we reach out with this summer reading promotion that Ingram finds a way to give extra percentages points to make it all that much more profitable for you booksellers. So much appreciation for the ease of working with you all.
We also got retweeted by Barack Obama for a fantastic article that was an op-ed in the New York Times the day before yesterday by Margaret Rinkle. And she's the author of our other best-selling indie title, Late Migration. So we have, I don't have that to show you right now, but we have been encouraging our publishers, obviously, to get as much social media as they can these days, because browsing is at, you know, an all-time low. And now we've got, you know, a couple of very high-profile people helping our publishers do some publicity for them. And we really see that in our direct-to-home business. It's easy to see where people are boosting titles with social media. And a lot of it is because of you booksellers. You know, everybody knows that I'm crazy about this book from Europa, Breast and Eggs. And Green Apple just happened to post the New York Times book review with a cover of this book with a beautiful rose. I think it was Frank Sanchez. And we just started seeing it take off in sales everywhere. So thank you, booksellers, for being so creative too, and just taking the books that you get and making them even pop more to the consumers. We appreciate it. And our publishers appreciate it.
I sent a blast out about this so week and a half, 2 weeks ago, but some of you may not have seen it. I just wanted to make sure you're aware that about 8 or 10 publishers have given us permission to do their anti-racism titles in GAP, which is our print on demand when the publisher is out of stock program. So those titles are available anytime. They will always be available. And you can generally tell they're out of Tennessee only for the most part. One is in Fresno. Most are only in Tennessee, but you'll see that on hand number of 49,000. That's a pretty good indicator that it's probably print on demand. And so it's available. Order up.
Everybody, again, we really appreciate you guys. Know it's been tough. You guys working hard. We're working hard to try to get you books as fast as we can, and we just really appreciate. As just said, we appreciate everybody, and we'll all get through this. But thank you for everyone attending today.